Hey friends, thank you guys so much for watching and welcome back to Mommy Mondays. I'm really excited to do this series. It's not something that I'm doing every week, but whenever I feel kind of inspired to share something on a Monday, it will definitely be a mommy related or kid related topic. So I wanted to just do a Q&A video. I don't think I've done one on this channel, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think I have. I do a lot on my vlog channel, but I don't think I've done one before on this channel. So I'm really excited about that. I asked you guys on Twitter and Facebook if you guys had any Mommy Monday Q&A questions. So you guys did leave me with some. So let's get started. Amanda Miller-Byrne, are you at your ideal weight? Girl, no. Why are you gonna ask me that? I am not at my ideal weight. Last year, I did this workout routine. It's a DVD called 21 Day Fix Extreme, and it had a meal plan with it. I did it for 21 days and I saw incredible results. Like I've never worked with lifting weights and stuff and then incorporated weights. Well, my weights are 6 pounds, but still 6 pounds of weights versus never using weights made a huge difference. I felt like my arms were getting muscles and I liked it. And then, I just kind of fell off that bandwagon. I stopped working out as much. And my whole weight thing is a struggle. It's like a roller coaster, I'm doing well and then I'm not, and then when I know that I'm not, I end up going crazy again and working out. Like I started taking Pilates bar classes and then I started taking spin classes. I ended up joining a gym and stuff like that, and then I was on track and I was feeling good. And then what happened was I don't talk about this, I don't think I ever did on this channel, but I experienced a miscarriage and that caused so much depression. I experienced it recently in January and I was so incredibly depressed and incredibly sad, and my way of coping is eating. Of course, I'm the type of person who eating is for everything. I'm happy, I eat. I'm sad, I eat. But when I'm sad, depressed sad, I eat. So at nighttime when I would be my saddest, when I would be crying at night, thinking about, I can't even talk about that. But when I'm trying not to cry anymore. But when I was trying to get over my miscarriage, trying to look past that, I was using food as a way to feel better, to kind of mask the pain. And I ended up gaining so much weight because I was using food, to get over things. And I was, I already gained weight from the pregnancy already. So I'm not at my ideal weight. And I'm not crying about the weight. I'm crying about me not, I get sad at night. I'm getting a lot better though. I don't cry at night anymore. And, I try to distract myself by working. And also I feel really blessed because, I have a best friend. Her name is Dee. She's also a mom and we talk every single day and she's been there for me. She listens to me. I have Justin, he's always there to listen to me. Sorry, I went on a tangent, but my way of coping also is talking through things. That's why I'm talking a lot again. I'm just going on tangents. That's just me. That's my personality. And then Fabiola Constantino. Do you ever feel overwhelmed when Liam doesn't listen? What helps to calm you? Oh my goodness, you guys, let me tell you. So Liam is going to be 2 on April 20th and he's going through those tantrums right now. You guys, Liam was such a perfectly happy little man. And then all of a sudden, little things are starting to bother him. And I'm I feel so lost. I'm listening to books. I'm reading articles, and I do get frustrated, but then I think to myself, I know it's just a phase. I know it's normal when toddlers have tantrums or get upset. And what I do with him is I have him talk it out. I'm tell me how you feel. Why are you frustrated? And it was so cute because when Liam had a tantrum one time at the park, Liam's grandma Susan was all tell me how you feel. And then she did this really cute technique where she was stopping and was anger, go away. And it made Liam laugh. And I feel maybe he will utilize that, or I have no idea. But when he's having a tantrum, when he doesn't get his way, trust, it does frustrate me. But at the same time, if I am not in a good mood, of course it'll frustrate me more. But if I'm in a normal mood, a happy mood, I understand. Like, I understand. And I'm like, it doesn't even bother me when he has a tantrum. It just bothers him. Like, he can just be on the floor, crying, screaming. It doesn't bother me. But when we're in public, like, if we go to the park and we leave the park and I went to the park with him the other day and he didn't want to leave the park. And I'm like, no, we have to go now. Mommy's going to make dinner. You need to rest your body because you're showing me you're tired. You know, I explained to him and still he'll do a tantrum. Like, he'll throw himself on the floor, start crying. I carry him and I'm like, I'm really sorry. We got to go, you know. And I explained to him why and all of that. And still he'll have his tantrum. Doesn't bother me. He'll like flail. He won't get in his car seat. I don't know why, but it doesn't bother me. Like, in the beginning, I was confused. I was like, dang, I'm such a freaking bad mom. I don't know why this is happening, why he's so angry with me. And then I'm like, wait, I was a toddler teacher. Kids do that all the time. Like, so I just have to remind myself, it's nothing personal. It's not against us. You know, I describe it as your toddler has so much feels. You know that saying, like, the feels? I feel like our toddler just has the feels and he just has to go through it. Every emotion is so intense for him that he just has to go through it. But what I like to do is I hold him, I hug him, I tell him, I love you, you are safe, you are okay, it's okay to feel this way, because it is. Because if we say, oh, why are you acting this way? Why, like, you know, don't act this way, this is not okay, he doesn't get to feel those feelings. And I want to let him know that you can feel angry, you can feel mad, and if you could use your words, just explain to me, tell me why. And then when we were in the car, he was crying and telling me, park, park, park. And I'm like, I know, baby, I know. Tantrums are hard, and like in public it's harder because people look and they're like, ooh. Trust. When I wasn't a parent and someone had a kid that had a tantrum, I'd be like, ooh, I feel sorry for that parent. Like, I would say that in my head, and now I'm like, oops, my bad. It happens, you know what I mean? Or like when I was a preschool teacher, I'm like, dang, this kid's having a tantrum. I was like, but I get to go home and like I get to go to sleep and I don't have to deal with that, you know, because I'm a teacher, I'm not the parent. But now that I am the parent, I feel for anyone who has a kid going through the terrible twos or any tantrums. Sarah Cook asks, is Liam going to be taking any more classes soon? I had so much fun watching him in music and swimming classes. Liam still has been taking music classes. They're just having like a break every, like, I wouldn't call it semesters, but every season there's a break. So there's a break right now. And then Liam took swimming lessons for a whole year, and then we decided to take a break in the winter, and we're going to take him back because he loves swimming, and I want to see him like really swim. But yeah, he's going to still take those classes. So Charity Petway said, hey girl, hey, when are you and Justin going to start potty training Liam? Oh, you guys, we're going to potty train Liam very, very soon. We want to potty train him before he turns 2, simply because Liam's teachers, they said that he's pretty much ready, and they gave me like this pamphlet that I'm going to read, and it's like the 3-day method of potty training. You just stay home from Friday till Sunday, and you just pretty much don't like put on diapers. And I have to read it still, but it's a 3-day method, and we're really excited, and we know he's ready because Liam, whenever we already have his little potty, but whenever he goes poo, he says potty, and then he sits there and he pushes, and it's adorable, but I feel like he's ready. Roxanne Guzman asks, how do you and Justin make time for your marriage since becoming a mommy? I gotta be honest, like the first year of having Liam, we didn't really know how to make time because we just, like for me, I had a hard time asking like anyone to watch Liam. Like I did. I had a hard time. I felt like I was inconveniencing them. But then I realized I'm not inconveniencing anyone. Like Liam's grandparents love watching him. So whenever we need, you know, a date night or something, we will ask them, and they always will happily want to watch him because they love their alone time with Liam. And I should have known that earlier, but I just didn't know. I wasn't in my right mind the first year. Like I mentioned before, but I just didn't, I couldn't ask. Like I felt like I was taking time from them or something. And that was so silly of me because overall, grandparents always want to watch your kids. They always do because they love their grandchildren. That's what I learned, or at least that's what I learned from Liam's grandparents. They love watching him if they can. Of course, I'm not going to try to ruin their schedule or anything, but they love to. Evelyn Naomi asks, how is Liam sleeping at the time, and how many naps does he take, and how long does he sleep? So Liam usually sleeps from 7 p.m. till 6:30 a.m. or sometimes 7:20. Like if we're lucky, 7:20. So it's usually, I call it 7 to 7, and he's been doing that since around 6 months or so. We did sleep train him. And then as far as his naps, he takes a morning nap, which it's not really morning, it's more like midday nap, and he'll usually sleep for 2 hours or so, sometimes an hour. And then in the afternoon, sometimes he takes a second nap if we can tell he's really tired, or sometimes he'll just have quiet time, which is like 30 minutes, an hour or so. Well, if he's napping, of course it's going to be longer, but we never really let him go to sleep till 5:30 for his second nap or quiet time, because if he sleeps past 5:30, he won't go to bed at 7. So it's just it's just what works for us, and we kind of tried to figure out his nap schedule based on when he was tired. And it's not completely strict, but he does have 2 naps. But when he's at school, he has 1 nap, and then we try to get him down a little earlier, but it's usually 7. So Gabby Simpson asks, what food did you start Liam off when he first started eating solids? And also, how do you get him to eat so much? So I remember the first baby food we ever gave Liam was, I pumped some breast milk and I mixed it with avocado and I smashed it, and then we fed it to him, and he was like, what the heck? He had the funniest reaction. And then we ended up finding out that he liked the bananas, mashed bananas, so we gave him that, or mashed bananas with avocado. And then we ended up giving him, he loved this oatmeal. You just add water and you mix it, and he ate so much of that oatmeal. But as far as other solids, we gave him blended chicken noodle soup. I would make it, and he loved that. He liked I would make pumpkin puree mixed with banana. So next question, you guys. How is it raising a mixed child? I know it's an obvious and probably one that you get asked a lot, but my boyfriend is white and I'm Korean, and we always talk about how to raise our kids, and it's hard mixing cultures and traditions and religions. So Justin and I kind of answered something like this in our WWK on April Justin TV, but it's so weird to say this, but I said this before, but I don't feel like Justin and I are mixed. I just see us as us, as a couple, or I see, us as a family. I forget that we're not the same, we don't have the same ethnicity. I forget that until I'm reminded of that, through comments or just people saying that, but I forget because it's just living life, But at the same time, the way that I remember is that when we chose to move to this particular area in Northern California, I wanted diversity. And this place is diverse. My neighbors are different. We're all different, and also Liam's school, so many different kids. It's not just one main ethnicity. Also, when it comes to mixing religions or mixing cultures, just talk about it with your partner. For example, I was raised Catholic. Justin was raised part Christian and part Jewish. So we have Christian, Jewish, and Catholic in the mix. That's 3 different religions, but it works out. We just teach Liam everything. We celebrate Christmas, and we also celebrate Hanukkah, and we sing the traditional songs for Hanukkah. Justin's Bubby will be on Skype, and they'll light the menorah every night during Hanukkah. It's sweet, and I hope that maybe next Hanukkah we'll take Liam, and so he can really celebrate Hanukkah. When he's 2, he'll be able to really understand it a little bit more than when he was 1, or even when he's older, 3, 4, 5. Of course, I want him to know every religion, and I want him to know every culture. I feel bad though because I don't know how to speak Tagalog, but I understand it fluently. But if my mom wants to, teach him Ilocano But trust, Liam knows Filipino food though. That's one thing I like let him know about. But I wish I knew more about my culture, and that's when my mom is that's when I can have my mom kind of like play that role, you know. But of course, Justin and I, we are happy to share every aspect of our culture and religion. We're not like doing one or the other. It's like everything, because that's what I love about my family, and I love about his family embraced me and accepted me as who I am, and my family did the same for Justin. My family loves Justin, like they love him, and so it's good to like, I think that when your family is open to it, you're more open to it. And so just talk about it with your partner. Anyhow, friends, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was super long, but you guys are like my buddies. You guys know you're my friends. And I like this video because I can just talk casually, not talk about products and why I like it. I'm just here as your friend to friend talking. You know, I feel more of myself when I do these types of videos. This is like legit who I really am, and you can, you know, I'm sure you guys can sense that. Anyhow, I love you guys. Give this video a thumbs up, and I look forward to more Q&As. Bye.